Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome to the fam once again. You know what it is? JJ on JJPB. First time here, hit the subscribe button. Keep me busy. Hit the like button. Keep YouTube busy. Okay, I got word from Mr. Machine, one of my loyal subscribers. He says, "Oh, there's something that's not being discussed on the internet about Valve and their new Steam machine." And I was like, "Okay, I'll have a look." He said this would make a great story because nobody's talking about it. But before we begin, guys, this video, and I know you guys hate the disclaimer, but trust me, I have to do this. I have no other choice. Even though I put the disclaimer in the description, I'm going to put it right here for you guys. I got to say it in the beginning, so be patient with me. We'll get through the video to the end, and you'll hear everything from beginning to end. Trust me. So, before we begin, this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It summarizes publicly available information regarding Valve Steam machine hardware, reservation system, and launch strategy. This content does not claim any wrongdoing by any company and does not provide financial or legal or purchasing advice. There's a certain kind, well, you guys know the drill. But there's a certain kind of silence that only Valve can create. The kind where entire PC gaming world is waiting, watching, refreshing pages, and trying to figure out what's coming next. And right now, that silence surrounds one device, the Steam machine. Not the old 2015 experiment, not the partner-built boxes that faded into obscurity. This is Valve's own hardware, a compact console-type living room PC built entirely in-house, for what they say. Designed to bring you entire Steam library to your TV. I like the idea of that. With the simplicity of a console and the power of a desktop. Okay, well, I'm kind of skeptical a little bit, but we're going to move on. And today we finally understand what this machine is, what it isn't, and why Valve is locking it behind one of the strictest reservation systems you've ever seen in your whole life, and that they ever used. Let's start with the hardware, because Valve didn't cut the corners here. Inside this tiny cube, barely bigger than a shoebox. I know the size of this one right here is like twice the size of that, but it's a custom AMD Zen 4 processor with 6 core and 12 threads, boosting up to 4.8 gigahertz. It's paired with a semi-custom RDNA 3 GPU, which kind of feels like the 7600 mobile. And this is where we need to clear up the major misconceptions. A lot of people online are claiming the Steam machine uses a desktop RX 7600. It doesn't. That's misinformation, from what I found out. The GPU inside the Steam machine is the RX 7600M, the mobile variant of AMD's RDNA 3 architecture, that is. And that difference matters. The desktop RX 7600 is a 165 watt card with 32 compute units and higher sustained clocks. It's built for full-size towers with big coolers and big power supplies. The Steam machine isn't using that chip because it can't, guys. It's too hot, too loud, and too power hungry for a compact living room box. The RX 7600M, on the other hand, is designed for exactly this kind of system. It has 28 compute units, it's a 110 watt TDP, and the clock speeds tuned for efficiency instead of brute force. It's the same class of GPU you'd find in a higher end gaming laptop. Well, it's the same class, but You know, I mean, kind of. But it's supposed to be powerful, but optimized for thermals, acoustics, and performance. Sustained performance, that is, in tight and also for tight spaces. Here's the important part. Valve didn't choose the mobile chip to cut corners. They chose it because it lets the Steam machine stay quiet, cool, and consistent, even under long gaming sessions. So, you're still getting 6 times the performance of a Steam Deck. You're still getting 4K gaming with FSR, and you're still getting ray tracing, but you're getting it in a box that won't sound like a jet engine or melt your entertainment center like a 5090. So when people online say, and this is what they say, it's just an RX 7600, guess what? You can correct them. It's not. It's the RX 7600 mobile. And that's exactly why Steam Machine works in this form factor. Now, back to the rest of the hardware, you get 16 gigabytes of DDR5 system memory plus 8 gigabytes of dedicated GDR6. 8 gigabytes GDR6. That's the VRAM, not shared, not borrowed, but real GPU memory. Storage options include a 512 gigabyte NVMe SSD or a 2 terabyte NVMe SSD with a micro SD slot for expansion. So you do have expansion there. Connectivity is modern. Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, gigabit Ethernet, USB Type A, USB Type C, DisplayPort 1.4, and HDMI 2.0. And the box itself, it's clean, minimal, quiet. A compact cube with a dense heatsink, a whisper level fan, and kind of like a swappable front panels. I think that's cool. Including theme options and even e-paper displays for people who want to customize their setup, basically. But here's the part that surprised everyone. What's not in the box? That's the question. Well, let's see what's not in the box. Valve is not including the controller, not the new Steam Deck controller 2026, not a generic gamepad, nothing. I've said this before, and I knew this was going to happen. And Machine, you know I'm right about this. You get the Steam Machine, yes, the power cable, the documentation, and that's it. Valve expects you to bring your own controller, Xbox, PlayStation, or Steam controller, whatever you already own. It's a bold move, but it keeps the price down and avoids forcing players into a specific ecosystem. And speaking of price, Valve still hasn't locked it in yet. The global RAM shortage, the RAM apocalypse, I call it, has made memory prices unpredictable. Valve wants to finalize pricing only when they know they can deliver the hardware without losing money. That's why the launch date is still floating somewhere in 2026. But they're saying to get your pre-orders before April 27th, 2026. So you might want to check on that. But the biggest story isn't the hardware. It's the reservation system. Valve has quietly rolled out one of the strictest pre-purchase systems, we were just talking about it, that they ever used. And thanks to updated information, we now know exactly how it works. First, one Steam machine per user. No exceptions, no bundles, no multi-account tricks. Valve is shutting down the scalpers. About time. Before they even start to do what they do best. They try to scalp them off of Google or Newegg and then take them all back to eBay and try to scalp them there for 3 times the amount. Valve is not having that. Valve is basically done with that scalper crap. So let y'all scalpers know you're screwed on this one. Not unless somebody sells you individually, unless you figure out an individual way, but it's not going to happen because they know how to track you. They've already said this. Second, you get a 72-hour purchase window, just to let you know that. Once Valve emails you saying your unit is ready, you have 3 days, exactly 72 hours, to complete the purchase. If you miss it, your reservation is gone. Gone. No extensions, no appeals, period. Third, your Steam account must be in good standing. No bans, no chargebacks, no fraud flags. Valve wants clean accounts only. I'll tell you what, good luck. And fourth, the biggest one, you must have made a Steam purchase before April 27th, 2026. That means you had to purchase a game or something before the 27th. This is the line in the sand, guys. This is how Valve stops bots, scalpers, and brand new accounts from flooding the system. If you didn't buy something on Steam before that date, you're not eligible for the first wave. This is a loyalty filter, a protection layer, a way to ensure that people who get the Steam machine first are the people who actually use Steam. And it tells us something important. Valve expects demand to be massive. They expect shortages. They expect chaos. And they're trying to control it before it starts. Thank God one company is doing it. And I wish NVIDIA would have done this. It would have been perfect. Then we wouldn't have this overpriced 50 series cards. But this also confirms something else. The Steam machine will not be widely available on launch day. There will be no walk into the store and buy one. There will be no add to the cart moment. If you want one, you must reserve it early, and you must meet the eligibility rules. Now, the bots can't do that. This is the Steam Deck playbook, but tighter, more controlled, more exclusive, and when you look at the hardware, the shortages, and the global demand for compact gaming PCs, it makes sense. I mean, to me it does. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys too. Hopefully it makes sense to you. Valve doesn't want to repeat. They don't want a repeat of the Steam Deck's first year, where the waiting list stretched for months and scalpers sold units for double the price. I told you about this before. They're going to try to do this, but it's not happening. They want a clean launch, a fair launch. They don't want to make it look like a paper launch. And they want the launch that rewards real Steam users. So what does all of this mean? That's the question. I'll tell you. It means that the Steam machine is real, it's powerful, it's close, and Valve is preparing for a launch that will shake the living room PC market. But it also means it's not a casual purchase. It's not wait and see kind of product. This is a device you must commit to it early, before the launch date, or you risk waiting for months for the next wave. Now, that's some serious. Valve is being very serious about this. But the Steam machine is Valve's biggest hardware push since the Steam Deck. It's their answer to the console wars. It's their vision of what living room gaming should be. Open, powerful, flexible, and built around the Steam ecosystem. And now, with the reservation rules revealed, the message is clear. If you want one, you need to be ready. Because when Valve opens the reservations, the clock starts ticking. I've always told you guys that in the beginning. The clock is ticking. And the first wave will belong only to the people who move fast. This is the steam machine. This is the launch strategy. And this is the beginning of Valve's next hardware era. Now, just making you think about this really quick. Valve is the first company I have ever seen that wants to do this to get it to the gamers. Instead of going right from, how can I put it, go from the store to the scalpers and charging you double to triple, quadruple the price. They're putting a clamp on it, and they put some regulations in it. So I'll tell you what, guys, they're serious. Now, if they would have done that with the 50 series, I know you guys are going to say, well, it's kind of impossible to do it with 50 series because everybody wants it and everything. Yeah, but look at how many 5090s made it over there to eBay. And they're tripling, quadrupling, and making the price 10 times what it's worth. That's the reason why it's supposed to be a $2,000 graphics card. But now it's up $5,000, $6,000, maybe close to $7,000. Because everybody's treating a 5090 like they do the 6000 Pro. They think they can get $10,000 for a $2,000 graphics card. They figure they can, bank off of it and get $7,000 off of one graphics card. That's bullshit. So I'll tell you, when we get to that, we'll talk about that on another video. We won't do that right now because I'm going to end it right here. And if I get more information, I will let you guys know. But if you did make it to the end of the video, and we do appreciate you, hit the subscribe button to keep me busy. Hit the like button to keep YouTube busy. To keep both of us busy, just subscribe and like. Simple. But guys, until the next time in the next video, you know what it is? We'll see you on the next one.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.